Recording in progress.
Okay, week 2 here of Antero Alli's 8th Circuit Brain course that we are holding sort of in memoriam here after his passing. This week we're exploring circuits 1 and 5. So circuit 1, or the first dimension, as I call it, relates to one's sense of safety and security. And the negative side of that is a feeling of complete and utter terror, to be frank. So I relate this to the developmental stage of the infant and the archetype of the lover. And by that I mean that an infant doesn't really love you. It doesn't express love. An infant that feels safe and secure is love. A securely held baby exudes love. Their presence is love, which is an important distinction in my mind, at least. So this dimension of mind begins to develop roughly the third trimester of the fetus in the womb of the mother, and continues up until the infant begins to crawl and separate from the mother/caregiver. It relates directly to one's relationship to her biological mother and or primary caregiver, and the state of being of her mother or caregiver during that time period. And by that I mean that we develop in relationship. And I want to emphasize that, like full stop. We develop through and in relationship. And so the infant lover takes on their sense of safety and security from their experience of their biological mother and any primary caregivers in their lives during this time. And as we are all highly imperfect beings, all of us get an imperfect relationship with our mother. We all have a developmental shadow around that and our sense of safety and security that can and perhaps must be acknowledged and integrated on our journey to fullness or wholeness or whatever you want to call it. So on the flip side of this, we discover the related fifth dimension, meaning that one creates or experiences a deep sense of safety and security when one feels their body deeply. This deep sense of embodiment can lead to a state of bliss or joy. And it's that bliss or joy that I relate to the fifth dimension. So chat with any committed Hatha yoga practitioner, and with the right questions, you'll probably get to know someone who has had a deep experience of the joy of embodiment. This unification with one's body and the embodied bliss is the core of the fifth dimension of mind. So Antero referred to this as the 8th circuit brain. Leary and Wilson, 8 circuits of consciousness. Wilson in his final years called it 8 dimensions of mind, which is why, and I really kind of relate more closely to a dimension of mind than I do a circuit of the brain, which is why I keep using that terminology. Now I'm going to take a minute here, actually many minutes, and walk you through a little guided meditation in an effort to get you more of an experience of what I'm talking about. So my ask here is for you to get comfortable. Assuming you're sitting in a chair, I would say for you to put your feet on the floor. And I want you to be comfortable, but, get your spine as straight as possible. We're not talking militant here, but, don't try not to slump or get crooked. Just get straight. And the first thing I'm going to do is walk you through a body scan. So, I'm going to do this pretty quickly too, but you can do a body scan in 30 seconds. You can do a body scan in 30 minutes. But let's start just by feeling your feet on the floor. Feel the support of the earth beneath your feet. Get grounded. And then just walk your awareness through your body one step at a time, starting with your toes and the soles of your feet. Just notice the arches of your feet, your ankles, your heels, all the way up into your calves and shins, your knees, your thighs. Feel your pelvis, your hips, your butt in the chair. Bring your awareness from your hips up into your lower torso, your intestines, lower back, your abdomen, your kidneys, and your digestive organs up into your diaphragm. From your diaphragm up into your lungs and your heart and your rib cage, your chest, your upper back, big powerful muscles of your chest and upper back. But back down into your lungs and in your heart. Just sit there for a minute or a second. Feel your heart. From there, bring your awareness up into your shoulders and let it spill down into your upper arms, your elbow, lower arms. Notice your hands. Just notice the position of your arms. Let your awareness move then back up into your shoulders, your neck, to the base of your skull. From the base of your skull, go into your ears, your inner ear, your outer ear. Let it spill down your jaw to your chin, up into your mouth, your gums, your teeth, your lips, back around the roof of your mouth and your tongue, to the back of your mouth, working its way up into your sinuses and your nose, your cheeks, your eyes, your eyelids, all the way back to the depths of your eyes, deep into the sockets of your eyes, up into your eyebrows, across your forehead to your scalp, all the way back around to the base of your skull. And just sit there for a minute and feel your body. Just notice. And now, to the extent that that's relaxed your body, I would like to relax your brain. And do that by imagining a headband tied around your head. Tie it a little tighter, and then just let it melt away, releasing the cells of your brain, and letting any thoughts that may be coming. Don't try to control them. Don't try to get rid of them. Just imagine a wild horse in a corral. The corral is large enough for it to run around, and just imagine those are your thoughts. The wild horse. It's got space to run, but it's still contained. And just let them be. And now I just let go of everything that's happened. And imagine yourself floating in the womb. Your mother's womb. The creator, your creator. Allow yourself to be held by your mother. You have no sense of identity, no sense of self, just this blissful being floating in the womb. And notice that her experience, your mother, your creator, is your experience. How does that feel? Is your world okay? Do you experience anxiety, excitement, indifference? Do you feel loved, welcome, and wanted? Can you simply surrender into whatever that experience is? Can you accept it for whatever it is? This is your one and true precious life as you begin to awaken into consciousness. Allow yourself to be held deeply inside of you, inside the being of your mother, the Creator. Notice what that's like. Now, fast forward. You're 2 months old. You're sleeping deeply and peacefully in your crib. You begin to wake up in this familiar place, yet you're alone and hungry. How do you reach out? Do you cry? Do you shut down? Do you toss and turn? Notice how you reach out as an adult when you seek connection. How are you received? Are you welcomed and comforted? Are you reassured? Perhaps you find the other person annoyed or even angry. Assuming you're welcomed and comforted and reassured, given the love you deserve, can you allow that in? How much of that love do you allow in? Do you allow yourself to be held and loved? Just notice these things. Don't judge them. Just be aware of how you show up in the world, how you reach out, how you are received, and how much you allow yourself to be held. Now, imagine you're held by the perfect being, the perfect Creator. Allow yourself to feel that. Allow yourself to feel your body deeply. Let yourself feel the nourishment and love all around you. Imagine every defense and protection you have melting away. You're welcome here. A sense of joy and bliss rises from deep inside of you in your pelvis and rises up and explodes out the top of your head. You feel the joy of being alive. Notice that. As you're sitting right here right now, notice how much joy you can allow yourself to experience. And if that joy just notice the joy and double it. Double it again. So much joy you can hardly stand it. How much joy can you stand? Imagine you have a volume knob for your joy. What's it set at? Can you turn it up to 10? Maybe just 5. Just be aware of how much joy you allow yourself in your life. Now, as you sit there, slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open your eyes and feel, just notice the space around you. Give yourself a transition here. And just to wrap this up, I would say just to be aware of how you responded to all these cues. From the body scan, to the sense of safety, to the sense of joy and bliss. Notice where you held back, and notice where you let go. I would say that all of these things start with awareness. So start with awareness. Drop any judgment you may have about yourself around all this, and just be aware of how you show up in the world.